Hi guys, this is the Exterminator trophy for Dead Space 2023 Remake. Now, before you leave the platform, see how many of these items you can pull without leaving the platform, because the battle with the Leviathan will start and you run the risk of losing nearly all of them at the end of the battle. So this is where the long-range kinesis node will come into play. I think you'll be able to pull all of them except 3, but you should have enough time to get those 3 before the battle starts. If you need to go back to your inventory because your inventory is getting too full and put items in storage, you can do that as long as you don't leave the platform. You can still go through the doors and back across the catwalk. Now, you will get 2 air tanks here, so make sure you save one of those air tanks, and I would use maybe 2, maybe 3 medium med packs here. Now, the bodies got in the way for me sometimes when I was flying around, and so I moved them all to the side. If you don't think they'll bother you, it's fine. Now, I went ahead and moved one side. As soon as you hear the tentacle screech, start moving to the other side. Use one of the fire tanks. You can have the pulse rifle equipped here, because if you miss with one of the tanks, you can use the pulse mine as a secondary explosive here. And his breath will knock you backwards if you get too close, so be careful there. Now, if you need a secondary weapon for the tentacles' weak spots, if you miss with the fire tanks, the plasma cutter is another good weapon to use here, especially if you have the heat accumulator node. It does require some precision aiming, however, so if you're worried about that, the pulse mine on the pulse rifle, you don't have to be exact with your aim as long as you get it in the ballpark. It does use up some ammo, so just kind of be prepared for that. But whichever way works for you. Now, I use the fire tanks for the tentacles because you'll have his barf to use for him at the end. And there's the risk the tanks will explode around you later in the battle, so I use them early. Now, after you take out this last tentacle, he will knock you backwards with his breath. Pay attention to how close you are to the back wall before he starts throwing bombs at you, because if you're too close to that back wall, you will get caught up in the explosives from behind you. As soon as he starts launching them, use kinesis to throw them right back at him. He'll fire 3 at you. You can actually hold on to that last one to save for when he starts firing, when he opens his mouth and start firing again. I didn't do that, but it kind of helps speed things up a little bit, and you won't have anything to worry about other than the bombs at this point. Now, here is where things get a little dicey, because the air starts to fill with gas. The tentacles will come back to assist, so you'll have the bombs and the tentacles to worry about here. Wait for him to start roaring, and the tentacles, as soon as you hear the tentacles start moving, and same strategy as before. They come at you a little faster, the bombs do, on this second wave, so be prepared to move a little faster here. Now, he will also fire more than 3 at you for this phase of the battle. Now, sometimes the tentacles and the bombs will come at you at the same time. During those segments, just avoid both, and then on the next round of them, you should be able to return a few more back at him. So in this particular instance, do as I say, not as I do here. So don't panic, and you should be fine. Now, you will have your air supply as well as your health to worry about in this phase of the battle, so as soon as you find a break, quickly refill either. And the last one will finish him off, and that's all there is to it. And I will see you next time.